Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandravanaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, copra millers rebranding timely. Lack of mechanical harvester operators worry cane farmers. And rainy weather delays capital projects.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Fijian government is already working towards post-COVID-19 and how to stimulate and make our economy grow. As part of these future plans, the rebranding of the Fiji Copra Millers sees the company now known as Fiji Coconut Millers Limited. This name change is also being used to put Fiji and its products on the world stage. Vinina Rakautonga has more.
The past month or so has not been rosy by any means for the Fijian economy. But all is not lost, with government remaining positive of a non-bleak future.
And notwithstanding what we have at the moment, we're going through a pandemic, we need to remain positive, we need to remain focused, and this is the time, of course, to be able to capitalize on many of those reforms and build in those reforms that is necessary to be able to position ourselves when things get back to what they were in terms of economic activity.
Now part of the Fijian-made brand, the company is expected to gain more traction on the world stage with its products.
The name is highlighted again. Fiji Coconut Millers is part of the branding exercise, the Fijian brand that we have. We need to capitalize on the Fijian brand.
So these are the things that we have, we're looking at to introduce, and that is the whole logic. The name of the country remains Fiji to be there. Coconut Millers Fiji Limited.
The name change after 35 years is in line with the company's objective as it is diversifying into new products.
It also is highlighted by the chair. By expanding the name to have, to have the word coconut in it, means that you can use it for a lot of products.
For the past 2 years, Fiji Coconut Millers has planted almost 58,000 nuts, and so far the success rate is around 92%. Venina Rakautonga, FBC News.
The Lambasa Cane Producers Association is optimistic all travel restrictions will be lifted well before the 2020 cane crushing season starts. The concern comes as cane growers need mechanical harvester operators, which Fiji usually gets from India. Eleanor Tarangaiviu has more.
Recently introduced into the sugar industry in Fiji to address labour shortage in the cane fields, the operation of these mechanical harvesters in the upcoming season is in limbo.
Most of the harvester operators are from India, and India is now in lockdown. So for the operators to come to Fiji is one of the very difficult things.
According to the Lambasa Cane Producers Association, only a handful of locals in Lambasa know how to operate these machines.
It's only 5 or 6 local operators. We have got 2 machines. We have got 2 local operators. So, and there is few in Vinimuli and Singanga that local operators do operate.
With the crushing date yet to be confirmed, there is hope that arrangements can be made to have the operators back on our shores beforehand.
Definitely, if there is some rules change by FSC, by the Government of Immigration Department to have the operators here, so that if India is out of lockdown, then we can have them as soon as possible to operate this harvester.
And we are looking forward for the COVID-19 restriction to be uplifted so that we can harvest on time in June, somewhere in June, so that we can get our cash flow.
The LCPA hopes that more locals can be trained to operate these machines so that there is no heavy reliance on overseas help. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
Based on the High Court's judgment in relation to the Social Democratic Liberal Party case, certain changes have been made in the register of political parties. Registrar of Political Parties Mohamed Saneem says Ro Filipe Tuisawao has been removed as president, awaiting the party to appoint another person based on the party's rules. Saneem says Andiliti Ngionimbaravi has been reinstated as General Secretary. He says Usai Wangatai Rewa has been removed as registered officer, as the FEO will await the appointment of a registered officer pursuant to the Political Parties Act. He says the changes have been made with immediate effect to ensure the orders in the judgment are complied with. The daily complaints against unscrupulous traders have increased fourfold since the COVID-19 pandemic. The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission will be taking legal actions against 6 traders who engaged in unethical practices during the lockdown period. Some traders were caught trying to take advantage of the current situation and will now face penalties.
At least 15 to 20 other traders that have been warned for prosecution because of some of the practices that we've identified. There's issues that we've noted on the ground, things like overcharging, non-issuance of receipts. There's selling of damaged and expired items. We've got issues such as conditional selling. So there's a whole host of issues that have been identified as a result.
Some major capital projects were delayed due to the prolonged wet weather, and the Fiji Roads Authority says there may be further disruptions due to the uncertainties caused by COVID-19. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says there has been a general slowdown in capital projects due to movement restrictions. Moore says while work on the Tamaboe Y Bridge continues, maintaining physical distancing has been a challenge for the workers. He highlighted that current projects will only be carried out if safety measures are strictly adhered to.
We've told the contractors you don't do any more work until you demonstrate you can do it safely. When they do that, we will let them work. Now, if we have to suspend contracts, we will do, but that's the last resort that we will do.
The Suva City Council is now considering several measures to counter the economic impact of COVID-19. Special Administrators Board Chair Sikeli Tikunduandua says as essential service serving the largest population in the country, they are trying to make as much as possible to maximize on whatever revenue they are getting. Tikunduandua says the SCC will consider deferring some major capital projects until they can get back on their feet. The council has also asked their staff to make use of their leave.
In a way, it helps us in ensuring that all the leaves are utilized, and that is one of the measures. And 2 is we will be looking at the essential part of the function that we continue to operate, and the ones that we may have to ask them to, we will have to review, because we don't know how long this is going to go for.
And turning overseas, after 6 weeks inside their homes, children in Spain are allowed out for an hour a day. The country is one of the strictest lockdowns in Europe, with its death toll now more than 23,000. Coming up, Tangele Nayarvoro ready to don the white jersey, and Fiji FA to meet with officials.
Oira na ngone no de nunu ena bisi ni mataka.
Mersu sunga da ken loma dina kilo mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabak sangai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dala bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama ki rau ena be mataka.
Oni ti kina magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One nandomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
Former Wallabies and Northampton winger Tangele Nayarvoro says Fiji will always remain close to his heart. The 29-year-old received backlash from fans for trying to join the Fiji Airways Flying Fijian squad for the World Cup. Pacific Games silver medalist Nethani Ross is ready to take on any challenges that will come his way as he prepares for the 2020 Olympic Games. The 19-year-old former SVC student was part of the mixed 200-metre medley silver medal winning team during the 2019 Pacific Games in Samoa. Hoping to improve his track record, Ross is working hard to ensure that he secures a spot at the Olympic Games.
For sure, we'll have to update our times and all by next year in getting into 2021 Olympics. and unfortunate that has to be shifted from this year to next year. Before all this happened, I was pretty much prepared and prepared and just like ready to like face any other challenges that was in the way. But heading toward the qualifiers of Olympics I'm trying to qualify with the time.
Since the closure of all sports facilities amid COVID-19, Ross says he has been doing more land training to substitute his regular sessions. The Fiji National Sports Commission has responded to the submission made by the Fiji Football Association in relation to head coach Fleming Seretselev. Fiji FA submitted Seretselev's work permit to the Commission last week. Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says once all formalities are settled, they will sign a memorandum of understanding with the Commission.
We have received a letter from the chair of the Fiji National Sports Commission, and we appreciate whatever is in the letter. We are now awaiting the bank details of the national coach, which we intend to submit and sign a memorandum of understanding with the Fiji National Sports Commission.
And taking a look at the weather, you'll want to keep those umbrellas and raincoats and Wellingtons close because it's cloudy conditions with a chance of afternoon showers over the group. And that's your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।